The book of Deuteronomy says, however, in the cities of the nations, the Lord your God is giving you as an inheritance. Do not live alive anything that breathes. Wow. Do not live alive anything that breathes. Completely destroy them. The Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Evites, and the Jebusites. Completely destroy them as the Lord your God has commanded you. As the Lord your God has commanded you. Meaning God is the one that commanded the mass killing of everything that exists in these cities. Everything, because he says, do not leave alive anything that breathes, including chicken, because chicken breathes, including mouse. If you see the mouse, kill them. If you see the babies, kill them. This is clear. It says, do not leave alive anything that breathes. And it says, as the Lord your God has commanded you, meaning God is the one that commanded this. And once again, you guys said Jesus Christ is God and there is only one God. So that means Jesus is the one talking air, right? I want, please, let's know your response. So if Jesus is talking air, commanding these wars, even based on, international law, there is nothing you can call it other than terrorism. But this is in the Bible, no issue, no fuse. See, if you are a Muslim, or perhaps if you are a Muslim before, then you became a Christian, because of the Quran talks about wars, it means you are very ignorant about both religion. You don't know about Islam, you don't know about Christianity. I've tested both. The largest part of my years is spent as a Christian. So when I talk about Christianity, I don't talk about it ignorantly, because I know about it, and I even still keep on learning day in, day out. And you know what? Every time I keep on learning and researching on Christianity, it increases my steadfastness in Islam. Because you see the inconsistency. It tells us, the Bible tells us that God never changes. Since I was born and now I am getting old, I have never seen the Lord changes. God never changes. He is the same God yesterday, He is the same God today, and is the same God forever. So, if you are telling me that the Old Testament talks about war, but that is the Old Testament, but in the New Testament it is about mercy, what you are not understanding is that the Old Testament and the New Testament occurs in different situations under different circumstances. The law did not change, and Jesus himself said he did not come to abrogate the law. The law did not change. It is circumstance, it is situation that changes. Look at this. When Moses was with Pharaoh in Egypt, he did not command war. He did not call to the killing of the Egyptians because they did not have what it takes to fight against the Egyptians. Once again, when Moses was with Pharaoh, when the Israelites were in Egypt, Moses and Aaron never told the Israelites to fight against the Egyptians because they don't have what it takes to fight. They don't have the physical power, they don't have the financial power, they don't have anything to fight. So God Almighty, took it up on himself. But the same Moses, when they got to the wilderness, now the Israelites have the strength, they have the capacity to defend themselves under aggression. And even sometimes, just like this verse in Deuteronomy 13, they are the one aggressive. They are the one engaging in aggression against other nations. Like this one saying that whenever you march up to attack any city, meaning you are the one going there to engage in aggressive war, not defensive. So because they have the capacity then. So it is the same Moses, but circumstances differs and rulings differs. So if you are comparing Prophet Muhammad and Jesus Christ, this is injustice from your end because the situation and circumstance they find themselves differs. Jesus Christ lived and preached amongst the Jews, and the Jews already are upon perfect monotheism. So on what basis do you think he will fight? What necessitates him to fight? But Prophet Muhammad, just like David, just like Moses, just like other prophets that also engaged in battle, they were in the midst of disbelievers who did not believe in the oneness of God. Initially, when Prophet Muhammad was also in Mecca for the first 13 years of his propagation, calling people to the oneness of God, calling people to the worship of the unique God who is free from partners, he never engaged in any battle. Not defensive, not offensive, not aggressive. He never engaged in any battle for 13 years. They were persecuted, they were killed. This guy that said he became a Christian, are you telling me that you are not aware of this? That the Muslims were persecuted by the non-believers when they were in Mecca? They were killed. To the extent that the Prophet and his companions, they had to flee to Medina. And when they got to Medina, Medina became an Islamic state because the vast majority of those in Medina, they embraced Islam. It wasn't by force. It wasn't by war. The book of history are there. Don't you guys read? Don't you learn? Did those in Medina, did they accept Islam based on force? Can you provide us with the evidence? Where is your source? They accepted Islam because of how logical and rational it is. Because of the evidence. There is no ambiguity in it. Worship the creator of the heavens and the earth. He sent so many prophets, believe in them. And he reviewed books. Believe in the books. Follow the teachings of the Lord and never associate partners with him. This is as clear as the sun in the daybreak. There's no ambiguity in this. So they accepted Islam. They abandoned the worship of idols, man-made idols. Then they became Muslims. And they themselves willingly appointed the prophet to be their ruler. So while they were in Medina, the disbelievers in Mecca who were persecuting the Muslims, they still came to Medina to fight against the Muslims. So you expected the Muslims to just sit down and watch and not defend themselves? So you expect them to just be like, come and attack us and kill us and, kill our families, take our wives, take our cattle and everything. We won't fight back because we don't want the Christians to abuse us. So this is what we will do if you are in that same situation, right? The Muslims were fought. They were attacked. And that is why the Quran says, وَقَاتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ الَّذِينَ يُقَاتِلُونَكُمْ وَلَا تَعْتَدُوا, and fight in the path of your Lord those who fight against you, and do not exceed the limits even during defense, because Almighty Allah does not love those who exceed the limits. So if this is not rational, you want me to abandon this and accept whatever propaganda you are saying about Islam? I believe in the ones in the Bible. When I was a Christian, I don't have issue with it. Even till now, I don't have issue with it because it is logical. God is the one that created all of us, and he commands what he wills. And you know what? In the Bible, God says he is a jealous God and he commands with fire. He commands with authority. So who am I to question his commands? Who am I to question what he legislates? Mine is to hear and obey, to submit myself to his commandments. So if I accept those verses in the Bible, if I accept the justification for them, then why will I condemn what is in the Quran when the justification for it is also as clear as the sun in the daybreak?